this is your price, and we have a May 5th election coming up if you are in Hampton and Newport News. So we wanted to make sure that you all understood how to request your absentee ballot, how to fill it out, and send it back in so that you can vote from home without having to leave. You can stay in the comfort of your own home, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we wanted to go over this just to make sure that you understood how you can exercise your right to vote and still participate in the democratic process, but stay safe during the pandemic and with Executive Order 55. And so, first, we want to let you know what you'll need. If you're at the point of requesting the ballot, you'll need your Virginia issued photo ID. And if you've already requested your ballot and you've gotten it back, in order to go on and vote on the ballot, you'll need your black ballpoint pen, a witness, someone else, and a postage stamp. All right, in order to either register to vote or to request your absentee ballot, you can go to the link that we've provided. That's tinyurl.com/VAB voter reg. And that's the link that you can use to get to your citizen portal. If you need to register, once you get to that site, you'll click on the green box that says register. And you will need a Virginia photo ID in order to put in your ID number for your registration. If you're already a registered voter or you need to update your information, then you can go here to where it says registered voter, fill in your information, choose the locality where you were last registered, click on the I Certify button, and then click find. And then once you are in, or again, if you need to request your absentee ballot, you can fill out that information as well. Click the green find button, and then this is what it will look like, but it'll have your name, your voter number. You want to make sure that your status says active. If it says inactive, then you need to click, I need to update my information. And then it also has your address. Oops, sorry. And you want to make sure that your address is accurate as well. If not, you can also click, I want to update my information. But this is your own personal citizen portal. So right here, if you needed to update your name, let's say you've gotten married or divorced and your name has changed. If you need to update your address because you've moved, you want to click that top box as well because you need to update your information. If not, everything was fine, but you just need to apply for your absentee ballot, then you'll click this second box and then click continue. Then you'll get to the actual application for your absentee ballot. So if you are a legal resident of Virginia, then you will click, and you're living inside the United States, you'll click the top one. If you're an international voter, but you are a Virginia resident, but voting from outside of the United States, you'll click the second one. But you make your option and then click the box that says next. Now, this is new. Before COVID-19, this part didn't say social distancing, but because we're practicing social distancing, the Virginia Department of Elections is allowing for anyone to request an absentee ballot, whether they themselves are experiencing COVID-19 symptoms or not. So you, no matter who you are in Virginia, can go to I have a reason and then click next. And then once you do that, it will come up for you to choose which election this is for. The May 5th election is the 2020 May City General Election. So you'll choose the first one. And then you'll choose your absentee ballot reason. If you're a student that's attending college outside of where you are registered, or let's say you're registered at your school but had to go back to your parents' house because school was closed, if you are away from where you are registered to vote, then you can use the absentee ballot reasons. But if you have you're gonna be outside of your city or residence on election day, if you're gonna say you're a healthcare worker and you're gonna be working for more than 11 hours between the time that the election polls are open, or if you're a first responder, you can still click any of these reasons you're pregnant, you're a caretaker, you can click any of those reasons. But if you otherwise don't have one of these reasons and you just want to not have to go to the actual polling location, right now you can still choose my disability or illness in order to get your absentee ballot because of the state of emergency that we're in. So again, you do not have to have COVID-19. You do not have to be sick. They're allowing for us to use this so that we don't have to use in-person voting. So you would click on my disability or illness, or again, any of those reasons that applied, and then you would click next. And then it's going to ask you about where to send your absentee ballot. Now, if you are safely at your own home where you are registered to vote, you will not click anything here other than next. If, for instance, you are away from where you are registered to vote, you would click this button because you would want them to send it to a different address than your residence. So say, for instance, you live in Newport News, but you're in New York caring for a loved one, or if you registered to vote at Hampton University, but you're back at your parents' house, then you would use your parents' house as the address for where the ballot should be sent. So make sure that you understand that where you want the ballot to be sent is either your residence where you are registered to vote or somewhere else. So click or don't click depending upon your situation, and then click next. If you had clicked that you wanted it different than your home address, this next screen would ask you for where you want it to be sent, and then you would eventually get here. So this is where you want to grab your state issued photo ID. And this is the way that you kind of sign it, even though it's electronic. So you click I consent, then you put in your full social security number, and then you want to click for you to enter your ID number from your photo ID. And it would start with like a T, an A, or a C, but something that's right by your picture. Type in that full ID, and then you want to type in your phone number or email address, and this is just so they can get into contact with you should something go wrong or should they need further information. At the bottom, if you need assistance in completing your ballot due to a disability, blindness, or inability to read or write, you can check there, and then they would provide that assistance for you. So then click next. And so now this is reviewing everything that you entered. Your information would show up here where you see boxes, and you just want to make sure everything that you have done is correct. And again, this would show 2A if you chose the My Disability or Illness. So that's what it means when people are saying 2A. And you would make sure you chose the right election, and then your phone number and email. And then you want to click this box that says, I swear or affirm that under felony penalty, meaning it is a felony to lie on this form. But you click that because we're not lying. This is all correct information. And then you click the green submit button. And that's it, you're done. You have now requested your absentee ballot. And so if you do it, and then in a couple of days, you come back to your citizen portal, that tiny URL/VAB voter reg, you can log back into your citizen portal and you'll see they received your application and that they also issued your ballot. So once you get your ballot, you can open it and vote, and then you'll mail it back, and then you can check and make sure that they receive the ballot back. That's really important. You want to make sure that they receive the ballot back. And that's just saying, like, after you vote, that they will they'll be able to say that the date that the ballot was received. So this is the envelope that it comes in, and there are 5 pieces, 5 little things in here. First, there's an instruction sheet, and it tells you basically what to do, how to vote. It gives some information for assistance if you are blind or unable to utilize the instruction sheet. But for most of us, this is just letting you know what to do with the information that's included in this. You'll have an envelope marked A coming from Newport News. You will also have your district that's on it. I live in the South District, so mine says South. If you're in Central or North, this would say Central or North. And you just want to make sure that that's the correct one to make sure that you got the right ballot. You'll have another envelope that's marked B as in boy. And then you'll have another envelope that is for you to use to mail that's already filled out with your local voter registrar's address. So read the instruction sheet fully, but I am going to walk through it. You will open up your ballot in envelope A, and then in Newport News, you will have city council elections and school board elections based off which one of the seats is up, and so seat A. So based on where you live, you'll choose one person for the city council and one person for a school board, and then that's it for Newport News. If you're in Hampton, it's a little bit different. In Hampton, there's the mayor's race, school board, and city council. And so you will choose according to the directions for your ballot on how many you can choose for each one. And so the reason why it's different is because Newport News has the districts for its city council. So there are 2 from the South, 2 from the Central, 2 from the North, and then the mayor that runs citywide. And then the school board has 2 from the South, 2 from the Central, 2 from the North, and then the at-large member. That's Newport News. Hampton, every single one of their folks runs citywide. And so you don't have it split up into districts. So all of the Hampton ballots look alike. It's Newport News that you want to make sure it is the correct ballot. So then you'll fill it out with a black ballpoint pen. And just like standardized testing back in the day, you want to make sure you fill in that circle absolutely perfectly. And if you were choosing to write in a candidate's name, you want to make sure that it's legible. And then you will take the ballot after you have filled it out and put it into envelope B as in boy, and it has a little letter there, B. You'll put that in here, and you will seal it. So this is the point where you need the witness. You will fill out your last name, your first name, your middle name, and any suffix, and then the address where you are registered. And then you will sign right here, the witness will sign right there, and then there's a spot to date it. Now, I do understand with social distancing that not everyone readily has a witness. So we're gonna have to get creative. We're gonna have to maybe knock on the door with our neighbor, or if you call a friend. And there are ways that we can utilize social distancing with gloves, with masks, and making sure that the witness is able to see that it was in fact you that filled it out. And I know that this is not ideal, but we are trying to change it, hopefully for future elections, but the legislature doesn't go back in session and it's not able to make the change prior to a lot of us voting in this election. So I get it, and I'm understanding of the fact that, you know, trying to get to a witness is a lot for some. If you have any questions with that, you can give us a call. We're going to have some contact information at the end of this. But once you got it all sealed, got it all filled out, and you have the witness signature, you're going to want to then put it in the envelope that has the address for the local registrar. And so you just literally put it in here, and then you seal that, and then this is where you put the stamp. So I believe that any cost that prevents you or that you have to pay before you vote is a poll tax. But again, we are not able to change current rules just yet, but Delegate Paul Krisak had a bill that would make these postage prepaid envelopes. And so I do look forward to seeing that bill pass after reconvene session and becoming law, so that that won't be in your way as an obstacle. But as of right now, gotta find a stamp. You can order some from online. You can, excuse me, maybe get a friend to drop one off in your mailbox if you don't have any at home. I understand that we've got to get creative, but then you want to either, if you are able to, drop it in the closest mailbox to your area, or you can put it on your mailbox. If you know what time your postal carrier is coming, I would put it out as close to that time as possible. But we do want to practice social distancing with our mail carriers so that we can keep them safe as well. And then the last part is they send you your voter sticker. So once you drop that in the mail, you can have this for May 5th, and you can wear it around your house because we're staying home. But you can take a selfie and post it once you voted, so that you can let your friends know that you have voted in this May 5th election. And so this was just showing you, you need that ballpoint pen, a witness, and a stamp. You do not have to show your witness who you voted for. The only part that they have to witness is you filling out this, the back of the ballot envelope. So you can vote in secret and put it in here. It's this part that they have to witness in order for them to sign it. So completely fill in those circles to make sure that there are no issues with the ballot. And then again, that witness signature is needed. You put the stamp on the outer envelope that has the address for the registrar, and then you put it again on the mailbox so it can get picked up, or drop it in the mailbox nearest to you. If you have any questions, the Newport News voter registrar's information is on the screen, and also the Hampton. And then here's our information here at Virginia Block. Here are some dates that we want to make sure that you know. April 13th is the last day to register to vote in order to vote in the May 5th election. And again, that website is tinyurl.com/VABVOTERREG. And that way you can click on the green button to register, or you can log into your citizen portal to update your information by clicking that box. The last day to request your ballot to be mailed to you, the process that we just went through, is April 28th. April 28th, and so that's the last day to request that it be returned, mailed to you. And the way that the mail is working under these extenuating circumstances, I would not wait until the last minute. I would go on and request it today so that you can get it. I got my ballot today, and I had requested it on Wednesday. So it takes about 4 days to get there. And so you don't want to wait until the last minute, because remember, you also have to give it time to get back to them. And so if you don't want to use this ballot by mail, but you want to take it in person, then do not fill it out. Do not fill it out. You can take the entire contents of the envelope and go to the voter registrar's office. And the last day to vote in person absentee is May 2nd. Here's a small caveat to that right now. Both of the buildings where the Hampton voter registrar is located and the Newport News voter registrar are located are not open to the public due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So my best guess is that you should send this in by mail, but you can also call them to see if there's a way for you to arrange to do this in person should you want to. If you do go in person, don't forget to wear your mask and also have hand sanitizer and potentially disinfectant wipes if you're going to use a public pen, or if you're going to use a screen that other people could have touched, because we are learning that the virus can live on surfaces. And then last but not least, the ballot by mail has to be received by 7 o'clock on election day. And so when you're thinking about the time it takes to return it, you do not want to wait till the last minute. As soon as you get it, you want to make sure that you send it right back to them. And so that's as easy as that. But while I have you, I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention, don't forget to fill out your census. You can go to 2020census.gov. So that's 2020 CENSUS.gov to fill out your census. And then just really stay tuned to what changes may be coming for the June primary elections and then also the November elections. There were lots of good bills that the legislature passed as it pertains to elections, getting rid of your photo ID requirement and all of that, but none of those bills have gone into effect just yet. And so we'll see what happens at reconvene session, but as of right now, just as it was, you know, the last election, those are still the same laws. If you go vote in person, you're going to need your photo ID. If you don't have photo ID, the registrar's office typically has a free photo ID available should you not have any of the other available options. But again, you will have to call them to see what their operation status is and what hours they may be operating under with the pandemic and the stay-at-home order in place. I hope that this was helpful. Again, please feel free to reach out to either of your registrars or to us here at Virginia Block. And we just want to make sure that you know you can still exercise your right to vote during this international pandemic. And we hope that you're staying safe and that you'll request your absentee ballot.